I'd like to welcome you to our first flipped principals meeting. Dennis and I thought this would be a great way to get some of you who have not tried to do a flipped classroom with your students an opportunity to see us in action. And I will admit that the hardest part is doing it for the first time. Not thinking about it, but actually doing it. We thought this would be a perfect month since we did not have a lot of items on our agenda. We thought we could go through those quickly and then give you an opportunity to experience a blended learning opportunity with Domain 4 in Danielson. So let's get started. You should have brought with you your Danielson books for today. You should be in a classroom where you have computer access with sound and be working with your grade level. At the IRS meeting last week, we were talking about ways to generate revenue. Right now, we're looking at starting our budget in a deficit just because of the amount of salaries that have gone up in health benefits. So if you live in a community that's doing anything interesting in terms of revenue generating, if you could please let the office know, that would be greatly appreciated. We've talked about pay to play. We've talked about charging for events such as Point Road Cafe After Dark. We've talked about possibly paying for homework club or other activities. Someone even talked about offering summer school for students that are not ESY. So if you've had any great ideas, we would be all ears and welcome to hearing them. A reminder, progress reports are due on December 18th. If you have any questions, please see Julie. We will be having our December holiday wrapping lunch on December 20th in the Media Center from 11 to 1. We'll be ordering from Brennan's. Please see Debbie with your money, and if you're interested in ordering lunch no later than Friday, December 16th, we ask that you bring your own drink. And if you'd like to bring a dessert, that would be fine, or I'm sure we'll have cookies left over from the cookie exchange. Our closing circle directions, this will be our first closing circle activity, have been in the daily notice, and that will take place December 20th at 2 o'clock in the gym. We ask that you have your students sit in their assigned spots as if it was a containment drill. Grants, it's time to start thinking about grants. The PTO grants, the information has been sent out to you. They are due before we leave for vacation. Dennis and I ask that you do a copy for us for our approval, and then as well make a copy for the PTO. AFL's grants will be coming out after the new year, so please start thinking about what types of things you would be interested in writing grants for. More information on that at my January principals meeting. Box top deadline is January 24th, so please encourage your students to keep cutting, especially over the holidays. Lots of those toys and things they'll be getting for Christmas will definitely have box tops on them as well. SGOs, can't believe that we're almost to the middle of the school year already. We will be scheduling SGO meetings with everyone towards the end of January. Please make sure that you're collecting your data, analyzing your data, and if we need to make some revisions, that we can do that at that time. A reminder again, as we change years from 2013 to 2014, and we go from December to January, to keep your websites current, make sure those calendars and things are up to date. I have thoroughly enjoyed looking at all your Weeblies, looking at some of the blogs, seeing some of the flipped classroom things that you're doing, and many of the other exciting classroom activities. So thank you for your time, and keep up the great work. At this point, we have over 40 Common Core tips of the day. I ask that you take all 40 of them and put them in your binders so that you have them available for you at your fingertips as we move forward. Our December drill will be a December lockdown drill. At the end of this presentation, you will see all the complete directions as to what you need to do with your students. I encourage you to do this with your students before the actual day of the drill. Again, make sure you check your emergency supplies in your red backpacks so that if you have a substitute, those directions are there for them as well. At this time, we're going to go into our blended learning portion of the meeting. After this slide, you will see information that will tell you the beginning part of Danielson. As you come to each one of the domains, we ask that you sit with your teammates, talk about the kind of evidence that you could include for that critical attribute, jot down a few examples, and then proceed to the next screen and so forth. As you go down a little further through the blended learning experience, you'll actually see a video from Teachscape. We have had some issues with actually adding evidence, and I thank Jen Egidio for being my test pilot this time. We've been back and forth for the last couple of days. We've cleared cookies. Right now there seems to be still some issue with adding multiple pieces of evidence. You should be able to go in today and at least add one piece of evidence. We also, you should have received an email saying that as of 7:30 on Monday morning it was available to you. Not that I expected you to start it at 7:30 in the morning, but that's when I was actually starting to send out the Teachscape invitations. That's why it says 7:30. If you did not, that means we still have some issues with you in Teachscape. For example, Susan Whitman, I know you did not get one because your name is still spelled wrong in Teachscape, so we will correct that hopefully before your December observation. I will be around meeting with all of you on your grade levels throughout the rest of the blended learning experience. There is a short quiz at the end so that Dennis and I can get some feedback as to how you like this experience, what you thought of Blend Space that we're using, as well as some information about Danielson and how we can best assist you. Thank you. Have a great rest of your meeting.